And we are back with game number 2, Scorekeeper117 and Flyer. I believe this is going to be a ZVP. Let's see what they have actually chosen. Yes, this is going to be a ZVP. This should be quite interesting. Indeed. Stretch. Yes. So we have Flyer spawning up in the top left corner as Zerg, and we have Scorekeeper spawning in the bottom right corner as Protoss. And now I gotta scrap this whole recording, guys. I'm sorry. Just profanity. Can't. No, we'll continue on with this. And we're just going to bug him a little bit because interesting indeed. And both players are supply blocked. The pylon goes down, and we have the is that an overlord? Yeah, that's an overlord. So instead of actually scouting with his overlords, this is going to be Mandrietta's pro tip to Flyer. Is even in a ZVP, you should be scouting with your overlords a little bit. You need to be doing some scouting, otherwise you're never going to know what your opponent's up to. Now we have Scorekeeper moving out here with his scout. He's got a really crazy scout pattern. Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Probe. I'm so sorry. Now if Scorekeeper117 happened to get some phoenixes up in a short amount of time, he could just harass the living crap out of these overlords. Flyer's going to be stacking in this corner right here and completely supply block him, and that could basically win him the game right there. So we have a drone scouting. Where's this cute little guy scouting? He's actually got a scout command right into his main base, so both players are going to be getting the scouting information about the same time. However, Flyer does have Zerglings out, but what he needs to be doing right now as Zerg is getting that second base up as quick as possible, because one basing Zerg is not fun, and the poor Probe's going to bite it unless he can slip out, which is doubtful. Yep, there he goes. Flyer draws first blood again. And we have this drone deciding, I'm going to attack the cybernetics core because I'm cool. And then we now have a one-on-one trade on workers. And we're going to be seeing what Husky likes to call Bronze League Zealots. I hope he can use these properly, but I highly doubt he knows how to use these to the fullest extent. Still like the Zealots though, they look cool. Come closer. Closer. Closer! And again, both players are hovering a lot of minerals. They should not be. These should be going into gateways and... Oh no. Run those Zerglings around. Yes, go... No, oh my god, you did not need to pull off the probes. Oh my god. You did not need to pull off the probes. Oh my god. Oh, this is going to be an interesting game. And ends going for the one-base Zerg play, which is not ill-advised by most players, unless you're in Bronze League. Then you can possibly make it work. We have Zergling speed on the way for Flyer, and we have more Zealots on the way for Scorekeeper. Now, what he would do is research gateway and possibly pop down 1 or 2 more gateways, depending on what he was thinking. But who cares what he does? This is already amusing enough as is. And what he's going to, and there goes down a second gateway. as well as these simulators just finished. And up here, Flyer's just sticking to Zerg. And he finally goes for his expo at the almost 7 minute mark, which is not ideal. You need to be throwing that thing down as quick as possible. Try to use your Zerg mobility. And there's the dance command from Scorekeeper. And he's just gonna keep dancing those, I believe, unless he does actually have Warpgate researching. That's good. And the third's going to be completed pretty soon, and we have more overlords that are just going to cower in the corner right here. This is quite interesting indeed. And he's he's moving those zealots down to the low ground. He doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna get those destructible rocks right there. He's gonna fuck them up. Oh yes, I think these are called unbuildable plates on this map. Yeah, they're unbuildable plates. And we have an engagement between zealots and zerglings. The zerglings will not be able to hold their own, and that is a complete win with as a Flyer pulls as no, not as what am I saying? Just slap me across the face, Jesus! As the units lost begins to, oh wow, the units lost is still for. Okay, we're not going to use that tab anymore. Go away. As units killed, highly favors Scorekeeper right now. We have a triple pylons here. Only the best around will do that. Only pros can pull off that move right there, people. And we have roaches with burrow. Does he possibly have tunneling claws? He does not, and he's gone for early layer tech, which is interesting indeed. At least he's not one basing. Is he doing a Roach Hydra Ball? This would be quite interesting indeed. I haven't seen that build in ages from anyone. Zealots are just going to be... And the cannons go down. Any Protoss player's backup plan is cannons out the butt. And that he's built too many cannons, and this has put him behind actually now. So... I feel both players are now about on even footing again. And we're just sitting here, and we're going to open up the Blizzard UI and actually go to APM. And their APM is just awe-inspiring. I mean, look at that APM. And it looks like Flyer's going to try to move out here, but he needs to keep his army together. If the Zerglings try to run in on their own first, the Roaches aren't going to be able to do any DPS before getting focused down themselves. He's going to rally them right there, which is, I believe, in range of Scorekeeper's vision. No, just barely out of Scorekeeper's vision. And the Roaches are moving up slowly with one Hydra tossed in the mix. Now, hopefully he can keep this Hydra alive. I believe Hydras have a slightly longer range than Roaches, and Flyer's going to try to lure him out of his hole, and Flyer just broke 100 APM there, people. I mean, amazing. And actually the resources spent isn't looking too bad in favor of Scorekeeper, but Flyer still needs to spend his resources when possible, and I don't think that's actually going to happen. Now, keep in mind, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, these two are in a call with each other, and they are just harassing the crap out of each other. They're just back-talking each other, they're smacking each other about, they're yelling at each other, they're calling each other noobs. I mean, it's probably really heated over there right now. And we have a Void Ray. Any Protoss players... main strategy, mass Void Rays. Now I wonder what he's going to do with this. Keep in mind that Flyer does, I hope he Scorekeeper knows that Flyer does have Hydralisks available to him, so that a Void Ray doing harass right now would not be highly effective. Because right now, I believe he has 6 Hydras, which just will not be able to handle, or the Void Ray won't be able to outmaneuver those Hydras, especially on creep with their. Oh, he's not actually on creep. He is though, with the 3.3 movement speed. Flyer's pulling back his forces. Now what Flyer needs to be doing is he needs to be expanding at least one more time, possibly a fourth at this point, in order to get the production he needs and the amount of income he needs to max out. And the Zealots are feeling awfully lucky. They're going to be highly disappointed. Where are these guys going? They're going to be highly disappointed when they arrive at their destination. Marching single file, one by one, hurrah, hurrah. Oh my god, what is he doing? What are you doing? Don't do it! No! Oh god, the horror! The horror! Oh no, god, the horror! Oh god, that's horrible. Oh god. So we have Stargates, the Mothership Core. Is he going to go carriers possibly? Do we have a fleet bacon up? Yes, I like calling it fleet. Oh no, he's going DTs. Oh no. Oh no, and Flyer's carrying all his overlords over here, so it's going to take some time to get an overseer over here. Oh, he could do massive damage with some DT harass. Oh no. And I take back my statement about Scorekeeper. He's not spending his money at all. An Oracle would be ideal here. Those things have the mobility. Oh, but he does have the Spore Crawler up on both bases, so he's gonna immediately spot that DT. Oh my god. So both players are totaling it up right now. And Scorekeeper is realizing that he's supply blocked again and he needs to spam some pylons. And then continuing to stick an extra worker on that gas geyser for no reason. While that one needs 2 and this one needs to be completed and the mineral line needs to be saturated. But I'll give him a break. This is only his second game in this entire game. And we have double oracles coming from him at the 18-minute mark, so that probably won't help very much in the long run. And we have Swarm Hosts. I don't know if Scorekeeper will be able to handle Swarm Hosts at this point in time. I don't think he doesn't have an observer up, so this might actually just end up in a win for Flyer right here if he decides to move out right now. Those locusts aren't going to make it all the way over there, Flyer. I'm sorry. Those locusts are not going to make it that far. They're not going to make it that far, Flyer. I'm sorry. Again, they're not going to make it. Oh my! I want to yell at these guys so bad, but I can't. And we have a total saturation of 7 workers on his main, and 11 workers on his natural, which, in fair scope of things, is actually bad because Scorekeeper has actually maximized his base quite a lot. And we have a big move out from Flyer. Is it going to be using a Swarm Host for defense? But this whole party is going to be interrupted quite shortly by some DTs. And the oracles are here, and that's not what you do with oracles. You're going to lose that oracle. Possibly the second. No, micro back. There you go. And again, these locusts will never, ever get to the base. And Flyer is now sitting on 7 and 5. And we have a big battle going on here. which is a loss for Flyer as well, and Flyer's now beginning to hurt quite badly in this game. What he needed to do was bring those locusts up forward and see what kind of damage he could have done with those. And he's not injecting larvae, which is bad, okay? He needs to be injecting that larvae as much as he possibly can. And I wonder if he realizes that he has DT, so he's going to need some mobile detection, which he could possibly do, but I don't know if he realizes it. And it looks like these 4 DT could just win Scorekeeper the game if he micros them correctly. And he did actually see those locusts, so he knows that swarm hosts are a threat now. And he has them on an attack move, which is bad. Does he have a... Please tell me... Please tell me you have a... Please tell me you have one somewhere. No, he doesn't. He's just gonna keep picking on... He's just gonna keep picking on... There's an Overseer. An Overseer is finally morphing. What Scorekeeper really needs to do right now is throw down a Robo Bay. He's throwing down a Fleet Bacon instead. He's securing his third. What he really needs is that Observer, though. And Flyer's going to continue losing the majority of his army to these DTs. How many kills are on these guys? 10, 11. Yeah, those were really cost-effective DTs. And he still has 5 more on the board, which is going to get taken out. But what are the other 4 sitting in the base? More Stalkers coming up from Scorekeeper. Does he have Blink research? I believe he does. What is his Twilight? He does have Blink right there. And again with the massive amounts of cannon, which he can actually afford at this point because he's been stacking up too many minerals. And it looks like Flyer's not even going to care about his second base, and he's going to go directly for hive research. Who cares about income when you got hive tech researched? I need to name this Wood League Heroes for crying out loud. I don't know. Flyer, looking to get lucky again, is going to move out, but not before the Oracle is going to get taken out. 12 HP left on that Queen, though, so it did actually get close. However, this army is just not going to cut it against this nice little Protoss Death Ball he has here, and we have Tempest on the way for Flyer. Slap me across the face again, people. We have Tempest on the way for Scorekeeper here, and what we really need to see is possibly a Mothership, possibly an Observer would really help. Possibly an Observer. I would really suggest an Observer if they watch this commentary of mine. And they're just sitting idle now. The locusts are running all over the place and dying and doing absolutely nothing. They need to get working on that contain. If he were to burrow them like here and then move them out, he could easily poke down this army quickly, and then he could actually do something. So Flyer's not out of this game yet. But instead, he's completely forgotten about his swarm house at this point, and I've actually never paid attention to that unit portrait. That's a pretty cool unit portrait. And the locusts are just going to be moving out across the map as Flyer struggles to keep his economy, and we have a Viper. The Viper is actually a pretty good choice. I mean, if he had enough DPS, he could abduct one of these Tempests and DPS it down. But I don't think he has the DPS right now to do that. And we have Phoenixes on the way, and it looks like finally, Scorekeeper's settled on Skytoss, which is bad news for Flyer. We have some idle units sitting here. I don't know if Flyer realizes that. We still have the 7 workers working non-stop on that base, and 8 workers on this base working non-stop. And what is he doing with this Viper? What are you doing? 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 He's just kind of numbing on his claws, and he's not going to actually do anything with him. Okay. So, see where Flyer's focus is at right now. Oh, so he does actually have his swarm host hotkeyed, so and he's just selected them there, so he knows they're there at least, which is actually quite good. Did he actually see that? Not going to work. You need a mic with those. Oh, while I was busy paying attention, we have a big move out here. And it looks like Flyer's trying to buy some time for some locusts. Both players are microing fairly well. And now that is game right there. He cannot see any of those units because of that mothership core. And Flyer's just going to bolt. Again, slap me across the face. Scorekeeper's just going to walk right in there with not much care in the world and finish off these guys. Finish off Flyer, and that's the end of game number 2, which means Scorekeeper will take the Wood League Hero Prize of the week. And we have 4 Overseers approaching on this base, and 1 Ultralisk. 7 Swarmhouse. What's the Swarmhouse still underneath them? Yeah, the Swarmhouse are still underneath them. And there's the GG. And that Scorekeeper takes his second victory, which means that he wins.